everyone, today I will be taking another fan request and I will be discussing songs that I don't get tired of listening to. Now, I think there are a lot of songs that I do find myself enjoying and that I do find myself never getting tired of. So it's kind of hard for me to say and put into a list exactly what songs I do enjoy listening to a lot. Or never get tired of listening to. So I'll try to do my best in kind of explaining some of the songs that I find to be really engaging and that I find myself not getting tired of. The first song I'm going to mention is called Come On Eileen, or I think it's Eileen, by Dexy's Midnight Runners. This song I find to be very engaging in how upbeat and energetic it is. You know, it just makes you want to get up and dance and sing at the same time. There's a lot of emotion put in through the instrumental as well as the singer, and I think it just holds up as being a really engaging song, at least for me, and I don't find myself being annoyed by it when I hear it on the radio sometimes, or when I choose to listen to it on my downtime. I don't find myself ever really disliking the song ever at one point. I think there's always a point within the song that is just really catchy and gets me up on my feet, and I really like songs that can get me up on my feet and make me dance or make me feel energized. And I think Come On Eileen is one of those upbeat songs and those really engaging kind of songs that can bring people sort of together and at the same time be this very poppy kind of, or at least have this kind of poppy-like tone, and still be very just fun and engaging to listen to. And I guess just for some reason this song in particular just appeals to me because of how it's really uniquely executed, and it feels like that there's just a lot of passion behind it. So I guess that's really the reasoning as to why I don't really get tired of listening to it, and it doesn't bother me hearing it over and over and over at some points. Now, the next song I am going to mention is called Best Years of Our Lives by Baha. And boy, is this song fun. The song is just a fun dance party song, and I miss those fun dance party songs that were like around during the 90s, in particular with Baha and their kind of it just has like a really upbeat kind of hip hop / I guess R&B kind of attitude, and I've always found that to be really enjoyable and engaging. You know, Who Let the Dogs Out too is another one, but the reason why I like this song in particular is just how upbeat and energetic it is, kind of similar to Come On Eileen. However, I think this one has a certain kind of style to it, and that it tries to kind of set up a kind of just a feel of culture, as well as a feel of as well as a party feel within that kind of culture. Whereas Come On Eileen, I think, is just a really upbeat, catchy kind of 80s type song. This song, Best Years of Our Lives, I think has this feeling of you being on a beach and you dancing to a bunch of music, and there's a community of people there and you're dancing with them too, and it just has this very community kind of oriented, I guess, just feel to it and how it presents itself. You know, the best years of our lives, you know, we're just celebrating and enjoying ourselves and celebrating sort of life and appreciation for one another, and I just find that to be so just such a fun happy message to send to an audience, and I think it just executes it in such a great way. And I think it's just one of those songs that I just don't get enough of. And I actually did hear this song, I think, from Shrek. At least the first time I heard this song, I think it was originally from Shrek. And I think it does set up that Shrek sort of feel, I guess you could say. But ultimately, it does have its own way of approaching the song that separates it from being just part of the Shrek movie. So I think it just has this very engaging kind of party-like atmosphere that I think suits it really well, and it's just very fun, and I just don't get tired and don't get bothered of listening to it because it's just a very likable song, at least I feel, in my opinion. So that's, I guess, the reasons as to why I like that song in particular, and why I don't really get tired of listening to it. Now, the next song that I'm going to briefly mention is a very American kind of song. And what I mean by American kind of song is that this song has been referenced a lot in kind of American culture, I guess you could say. It's a very sort of Western kind of song in how it approaches the lyrics, but it kind of highlights the sort of feel that that I guess people have when they're traveling throughout the United States. At least it's kind of how I feel when I listen to the song. And this is called Wanted, Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. Oh, this song. It's just so, I just think it's so engaging on how it kind of builds up. Like, it just starts off very kind of just slow, and, you know, it kind of sounds like a tumbleweed is going through, you know, the through the desert, and then you kind of get to the really meaty part of the song and sort of in the middle, and it just has this very Americana kind of feel to it. I guess the reason why this one, I guess, in particular engages me the most, and the reason why I think I like it so much, is just because it just has this kind of edge to it. It has this kind of power to it, you know, like, especially when the lead singer is talking, singing, excuse me, he really does emphasize the I will walk these streets, you know, he just has this very energizing and edgy voice that I think it suits the song well, especially in considering what it's about, and that, you know, I'm wanted, dead or alive. It's definitely a song I always want to hear turned up. I never go like, oh, Bon Jovi again, wanted, turn that stuff down. Like, I just don't say that. I just go, let's turn this up. This is like the best song, at least their best song in my opinion. It's just so fun. It just has this classic American kind of edge, and it's just something I want to listen to. It's just something I want to engage myself in, and I don't get bothered whenever it comes on the radio for some reason. I think it's just because it just has this very very just energizing and edgy feel that I never at one point am I bored throughout listening to the entire song, and I don't feel like there's a point where I'm unengaged with, you know, the feel that the song is trying to give. And I think if a song can do that, that's, I think, saying a lot. So I think this one in particular just kind of knows how to create sort of this build up and this edge. So I guess that's why I would say it's a song that I'm never really tired of listening to. Now, the next song I'm going to mention it's fairly mellow, but I like how it also has this kind of upbeat, I guess, maybe not funk, but just this kind of uh, um, this just very positive like energy, but also being very mellow in the sense of how it approaches itself. And so I guess you could say it kind of combines the first two songs that I was mentioning in regards to energy, but then also being kind of being energetic, and then maybe um a little bit edgy with how the person sings the song. Uh, but this song in particular, I think, just has this mellow like approach to itself, and it's just fun to listen to for some reason for me. And this song is called Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison, and oh my, this song, it's even at the beginning, it's not much of a pow in your face, but it does have this kind of mellow yet at the same time happy-go-lucky, energetic approach that, and maybe a little bit of an edge with the with Van Morrison singing the song, but it just has this way of approaching the instrumentals and addressing itself through the lyrics in a very just it just knows how to combine mellowness with energy. I think it mixes the two kind of together, and it makes you enjoy the song all the more. And I can't help but whenever the sha-la-la comes up, I'm always like, sha-la-la-la. It just has this unique kind of approach to it that I can't help but enjoy it, regardless however many times I hear it on the radio. It just has this energy and this fun and go-lucky nature that and then at the same time expresses mellowness and the ability to relax and still be happy. That I just think that it's just a so well executed song that I cannot not enjoy it. So I guess I just never get tired of this one because I think it just combines certain kinds of emotions relatively well. And yeah, I guess that's really the ultimate explanation that I can give in regards to why I enjoy the song, and I don't get tired of listening to it, I guess. Now, the next one that I'm going to mention is also fairly upbeat, like the first two songs that I mentioned, and this is called The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson. This song just has this energy, this happiness, this this kind of, punch that I think a lot of the songs that I've mentioned have. Like, it does have a little bit of an edge to it, but again, the only thing that it lacks is that it's obviously not mellow like Van Morrison's song. It's very poppy, but I think it just carries itself through with, Michael's very expressive and emotional voice, and then through just the kind of pop music that it has within the background, I think just enhances the overall experience that the song is trying to offer. And I just don't get tired of listening to this one. Whenever it's on the radio, turn it up. I don't feel like it's an annoyance so much, and I like how there's like various sort of moments within the song where it's kind of addressing emotions, and at the same time doing it in such a upbeat and energetic way. And it's not really like poetic or anything, but it's very just it's just very energizing, and it makes you feel alive, and it's just fun, and I'm not bothered by listening to it. And yeah, I guess that's really all I can say about that one. Now, the next one and last one that I'm going to mention is very iconic, I guess you could say. And whenever I listen to it, I'm always just suddenly put into this happy, like, mood. And, oh, I'm being taken away somewhere else, and, it's not really dull or mundane. It's very relaxing and soothing, like Van Morrison's song, I guess you could say, to a certain extent. But it's, I think, the most soothing song, I guess, out of all of these songs. And that song in particular is That's Amore by Dean Martin. And I just like the way that he approaches the song. He just has this, he really immerses himself with trying to create, again, sort of similar to Baha, a little bit of a cultural feel. He does seem to express a lot of emotions, but again, it's very soothing, it's relaxing, it's very mellow. But I never get bothered listening to it. I'm always happy whenever I hear the song. It's one of those songs that I think is just, it's very iconic in that sense of being the song that you feel like you're uplifted every time you see it, or when you hear it, because it just has this way of approaching itself without being so energizing, but being so engaging by just how it tries to immerse you in a surrounding, just by how, you have these background instrumentals going on, and you just feel like you're just kind of floating on air, and you feel like you're being taken to a place that's Amore. Basically, it does have that quality to it, and I really find myself being immersed into what the song has to offer, that I don't get tired of hearing it. I think it's a very enjoyable song. It has this very soothing kind of approach, and it's been emphasized a lot, I think, within our culture. But every time I hear it, I don't feel like I want to, change the channel. I want to maybe not necessarily turn it up, because it's not a song you have to turn up to feel really energized, but it's a song where you can listen to and you just feel so mellow and go-lucky that it's just one of those songs that I just feel is so likable that it's hard for me to picture somebody, not minding listening to this song more than a couple of times. But yeah, I think, though, that's really ultimately all I can say about that song in particular. Overall, though, these are all of these songs that that I myself personally never get tired of listening to. I'm sure there's others who have various opinions in regards to this, because, again, I think everybody is just, I think this list is very, I guess, subjective, in the sense of me just trying to find songs that I do listen to over and over again and don't get tired of. But I guess these would be the ones that that I would say I think work to their advantage in what they're trying to present. And for me, that's why I guess ultimately, with all of these songs, that's the ultimate reason for all these songs why I'm constantly engaged in them, and I can find myself listening to them over and over again. But ultimately, I think that's really all I can say. But if there are any questions, comments, concerns, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But until next time, everybody, bye-bye.